Lamborghini, and I worked hard. So if y'all work hard, y'all can accomplish your dreams just like I did. I fuck your mama, cause she a thought, and I'ma become your father. But I ain't spending money on child support. I'ma spend that money on foreign shit, bitch. 100,000 on my wrist. See this shit right here? That's Gucci, bitch. Y'all can't afford.
Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Child sacrifice is still a thing. And it happens every day in front of our eyes. Don't you just love it how all the previous atrocities of the past centuries were justified because of some divine command to go and save the poor children of another culture or ethnicity, to save them from being sacrificed, only so that, you can take them for yourselves, rape them, create more children and enslave them, right? There's something so sinister in this kind of hypocrisy. If it was like if the Bible narrative of genociding people for for human sacrifice is so prevalent, then why is it the world continued to move on after the I guess it's the fourth industrial, because there have been several industrial revolutions. I just refer to this one because it's the most recent one to us, and it's probably one of the most, if not the, it is the most consequential one. Like moving forward, like forever, however long that humans can keep extracting resources, right? It's the most consequential one. And needless to say that the Gilded Age, brought forth labor laws not really by demand, but by force. How many children had to be brutalized for this industrial machine to take off? I honestly wonder that so much. I wonder how many. Because it must have been in the millions. Just in the North America and the UK alone. In fact, looking it up, it says estimates show that over 50% of the workers in some British factories in the early 1800s were under the age of 14. In the United States, there were over 750,000 children under the age of 15 working in 1870. That just glides past so many. Like it was such a horrendous thing, and yet such genocidal countries like the UK and the US found it necessary to instill these child labor laws, forbidding child labor essentially, right? How bad did it have to be? And yet they were sacrificed on the altar of fucking capitalism. They were sacrificed for capitalism, right? Were they not? Was this socialism or communism? I don't think so. They were sacrificed to the false god, the falsest of false gods that humans have ever concocted. So much so that you see so many of these like fucking capitalist ideologues retroactively inserting capitalism into different periods and times in history where like it wouldn't have even made sense at all to be capitalistic, right? Markets exist outside of any economic system. Demand and supply exists outside of any economic system. stealing and war and all this kind of stuff exists outside of any political system, really. And yet, this was not enough for another genocide to be, for another divine genocide to be committed. Like literally, they were throwing their children to the dogs to keep the country profitable. This is why I loathe this argument of birth rates are falling and it's hurting the GDP, and it's not enough people of a young age are going to be productive members in the economy. Fuck your economy, man. Really, fuck your fucking economy. Are you serious? In fact, right now, there are millions of child slaves working on farms, mines, mineral mines, farms, domestic work, you name it. Is this not enough for God to have commanded a whole genocide against humanity by this point? Or is it just an ideology of convenience, as it always is? What the hell? And this is the weird thing is that the people who call us selfish are the ones who will pay any fucking price just to conform. Like even their own, putting their own child, initiating their own child into wage slavery is it's well within the rules of the game for them. In fact, it's such a, my child is 10 years old and he knows how to trade stocks and he opened up a fucking supermarket and a fucking corner store and he's I was about to say selling drugs to his friends. But that's what we've gotten to, because the economy is so fucked that once again, people have to rely on their children to support them. What do you think is happening in these developing economies? Why do you think the birth rates are so high in these developing economies? These exploited economies? Because children are a form of labor or currency in the form of dowry. Mostly they're a form of labor, or they pick, like, let's say they have like 7, 8 children, and then they pick 2 of them who are really smart, go into debt to send them to get educated and everything so they can get good jobs so they can continue to support them. That's why the birth rate, they're literally fucking just gambling, like just, oh man. Fucking hell, man. Why is it these Western countries are freaking out over dropping birth rates? This is what happens when you fucking industrialize, right? If there really is a future industrialization to this industrialization, there'll be no births. There will literally be no births. If this is what's happened over the past century and a half of this period of industrialization, what the fuck else what do you think is going to wait for you next century or the next few decades? Unless, and I think a lot of fucking ghoulish, insidious fucks are planning to do this, they're going to deindustrialize Western countries. They're going to do mass deindustrialization. And I honestly think fascists are going to do this, especially the eco-fascists. They're going to do mass deindustrialization. For them, all-out fucking warfare it's like a godsend, right? That's the only way you're going to be able to manufacture this this insane birth rates that you want to manufacture. You cannot be in a developed economy and just, man, I mean, unless you idolize 1930s Germany, which Germany was pretty big. It had a pretty big population, if I'm not mistaken. Like it still has one now, but I haven't really looked up how much the birth rates really rose, but I know for a fact that after World War II, they rose almost in most places by far. Like they literally, like, the baby boomers. Again, what happened before that? Or like literally near, it was nuclear world war. It was a mini mass extinction event, right? Leave alone all the people who were persecuted during that World War II. Jews, Romani's, disabled, gay, you know, leave alone like the deaths of soldiers themselves was in the tens of millions altogether. It was and that is what spurred the next spike in births. Why are people, and this is why I say so much exploitation goes unnoticed, because it's become a part of our daily lives, of things that we love doing so much, right? People love having kids, but they don't realize that you're having this child to become a cog in the machine. Anything could happen to them. They might end up even being trafficked, and then they will truly be enslaved, like unambiguously, right? Not just the marginal slavery that we exist in, wage slavery, consumerist slavery, but like full-on slavery.
You know, like I said before, I'm 10. And look, I'm ready to grow up and not be treated like a little kid. Because, people don't listen to you. They talk about you, not to you. I was in a mall, and someone told my dad I was beautiful. We had an entire conversation that went on for like 5 minutes. I mean, thanks for thinking I'm pretty, but you could have told me. At 10, you're stuck. You're not really a kid, and you're not really an adult, and you're very clearly not a teenager. But seriously, I can't wait to work. I can't wait to really work, to have a job, to have responsibility, to be treated like an adult. Look, I'm happy when I work. Aren't you?
Oh man, I just remembered fucking Grant Cardone and his daughter. That speech was so cringe, and he still has it up. Good on him for not deleting it. But it's so weird to me how in the comments most people are outraged, and yet I'm pretty sure a lot of them, like, I don't know, I can't really say, but I don't think too many of them are, avowedly antinatalist. I'm pretty sure at least some of them are breeders, but they look at something like this and they're like, oh, I would never do that to my child. But yet, the thing is, if you were him, you would do exactly fucking that. You would do exactly what he did. I honestly think it's just, sometimes people are jealous of the other things that high value people, like rich people, are able to get away with. So they criticize them only in that they aren't able to do it themselves, right? Could be fucking human trafficking even. It was just so fucking cringe. Like, the reason I used Lil Tay in the beginning and now Grant Cardone's daughter, I don't even know her fucking name. Like, see how bad it is? Because they're being like, she's literally saying she's barely a kid. She's barely an adult, but not really a kid. And I'm like, what the fuck are you? You're 10. You're fucking 10 years old. What the fuck about yo? Oh man, and then she starts talking about some, I can only assume was a fucking adult, talking about how beautiful she was. And did you see what the fuck she said? What the yo, at 10 years old, would you have even known that is flirting? But like, she shouldn't even know how the fuck to even do that at that age. Like, I don't want to fucking hear it, man. What the hell? That's not cute. That's not like, haha. That's a 10-year-old saying that shit. That's a 10-year-old girl saying that. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Fuck is wrong with you people in the people in the audience are such like this is how you know like we just live in such a just putrid age. People in the audience are laughing. People in the comments are outraged, right? Who honestly, I really take I do not take people's words at face value. Even I just take, oh yeah, I guess that's all you can do, you know. You take the words at face value, but just watch their actions, watch their interactions, watch how they really behave when they think they're comfortable, because that'll show you how they actually feel, what actually drives them. And a lot of people are just driven by sickening fucking urges, just sickening power fantasies. So they start off their child's wage slavery while they're still a child. How the fuck is this not normalizing child labor again? Right? Aren't there laws about this shit? I would like to think that this is somewhat dubious, you know, legally speaking, but I don't know. Right? How long until this kind of rhetoric becomes commonplace again? Like before you could say it was out of like, oh, desperation, and you fucking pathetic. As you, an adult, had to have a kid to make money for you and themselves. You're pathetic. You're fucking pathetic. You're fucking pathetic. It was the only thing. It was the only way. Oh man. Oh jeez. We're going to see like everything that was fought for in the past is going to be undone in front of our eyes, and it'll be in the name of empowerment. What the fuck is empowering about a fucking 9-year-old or a 10-year-old talking about, I want to work, I want to be a grown-up already? What kind of brainwashing do they have to be? That means they don't even have, she never even had a childhood to begin with. She never even had a childhood. Right? You can look at all these kids of like rich celebrities, and I do feel bad for them, honestly. As pretentious and fucking up their own asses as they can be, they honestly never had a childhood. Could you have had a childhood if everywhere you go with your parents as a child, maybe you've gone to get ice cream or something, like 200 different people coming up to you every day, you know, oh, well, your dad's Will Smith or your dad's fucking Sylvester Stallone or whatever, right? Wanting to take pictures and videos and you know, then they take pictures with you as well. So you're just exposed to all these different types of people that a child is normally never really exposed to in such a close up context. They never really have childhoods. I don't see why anybody would even aspire to be a fucking famous rich person, right? At the very least, even if it's to aspire to be rich, just be rich and just like don't fucking chase clout, you know? Why does it also always have to be the clout and the money? Why is it always both? Because people are just power hungry. And that lets you know that it's not even about like securing the resources they need or their families need. It's just about securing as many as they can, as much resources as they fucking can, at any cost. So you're going to you know, so you're selfish for not wanting to initiate your child into wage slavery as early at the earliest convenience, right? You're selfish. I even saw another documentary. I think I linked it, if I'm not mistaken. I think I may have done a video on it. Sometimes I forget. This like 15-year-old girl who's been like, oh no, I have not. I was thinking of making a video on. Oh god, it's so sickening. This 15-year-old girl who started out as like as like a pageant princess. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck the child pageants. I'm going to make a video about that as well because it fits in pretty well with this as well. And she's like an entrepreneur before the age of like 16, literally. She's like 15. She's dressed up like a fucking uh yeah, she's literally dressed like a 20 something year old. Like they literally went to like a stylist, like a fashion stylist in the video, telling her like, oh yeah, you know, these are the colors of this is what professionals wear and everything. So yes, they are dressing them like adults, but they're literally fucking they're children. They're minors. They're millionaire minors, right? Yeah, the money's all theirs. It's definitely not their fucking piece of shit parents' money, right? This is why I tell people, open your fucking eyes. You don't have to talk about fucking suffering or pain or, you know? Look at how people are rinsing themselves out in front of you like this. For entertainment. For motivation porn. It just frustrates me to fucking death that people, they want their problem solved now, but they won't even they won't even fuck if they were walking on the street and they could see a rubbish bin and they saw like two pieces of rubbish in front of them, they wouldn't even pick the shit up. They wouldn't even pick it up and put it in the rubbish bin. But they'll complain that global warming and littering is so bad and climate change and blah blah blah. Like, if 1,000 people picked up one piece of rubbish right now and put it into rubbish bins, I guarantee you the area that they've picked that rubbish in will be drastically cleaner. Very quickly. Unless it's like a little rubbish dump, but even then. People don't want to do these little things because they want the end result now, right? They want it all now. And yet they can't, and they wonder why they're going to keep chasing the same things that they're chasing now until they die. Oh, you love to see it. You really love to see it.